Hi, you guys. Welcome to the RN to BSN program. Let me introduce myself. I'm Jewel Yoder. I'm the program director here, and this is my third year at Goshen College. I graduated as an alumni back in 1999 from the traditional BSN program here, and quickly relocated my family to Denver, Colorado, and have spent about the last 17 years out in Denver. While I was out there, I completed my master's degree in 2010 through Regis University with a master's in nursing leadership. With that degree, I went on to become the director of a number of different pediatric and NICU units out there in Denver, and enjoyed that, but found that we were at a place where we wanted to move back to the Goshen area. We have family here, and Goshen College has always been near and dear to my heart. So I'm so happy to be back at this institution and having this job of getting to work with all of you, helping you further your own nursing education. Brand new news that just came out yesterday that I'll include here just for what it's worth, that Goshen College is now offering its first doctoral program ever, and it is a doctorate in nursing practice. So I'm just so excited and proud of this wonderful nursing department that I'm a part of. We have a great master's program in family nurse practitioner. So I really encourage you, although you're at the start of this journey, to just know that Goshen College offers a wide variety of different educational opportunities for you within nursing. So sky's the limit. Without further ado, let me go through some of the nursing policies that I would like you to be aware of as part of this program. This is our RN to BSN student handbook for 17-18, and I'm just going to go through some of these policies with you. There will be an electronic version posted here in this section. You can certainly look through these things and make sure that you're just well acquainted with the policies that we're going to follow as part of this program. In your first introductory class, Philosophies and Theories of Nursing, this is actually kind of a textbook that you'll sort of use and get a little bit familiar with. Part of Philosophies and Theories is really asking you to think about what is your own kind of philosophy of nursing. Well, we at Goshen College, and especially the Department of Nursing, have our own philosophy of nursing. So again, as you're looking for that information to complete that class, you will notice as you open either electronically or in this handbook, the first section is entitled Mission, Philosophy, and Organization. And so you can look to see that on page 6 is the Department of Nursing philosophy. Another thing that I would draw your attention to are the student learning outcomes or goals of this program. Those are on pages 7 and 8. Why that is important is, again, in your first class, you are going to start to develop your own professional portfolio. In that portfolio, we are going to be wanting to kind of assess, did you meet these learning objectives that we've set out for you to accomplish over the next 18 months? So looking and being familiar at what our goals are, and you trying to categorize the work that you do in the next 18 months to kind of show us that you meet those goals is going to be a really important step. So again, this is just a resource to help guide you in that process. If you are watching this video, you have already probably met the admission requirements. So under general policies, we start off with admission requirements, different things that along that line, and I'm not going to go into a lot of that. Let me just skip forward here to page 12. I want to make it abundantly clear that if you are somebody that has any sort of learning disabilities, physical disabilities, that sort of thing, that we at Goshen College and all institutions are required to offer accommodations to you. Not only are we required to, but we're happy to do these things for you. So again, on page 12, Goshen College wants to help all students be as academically successful as possible. So if you have a disability that requires any sort of learning accommodations, please contact Judy Weaver as soon as you can so that she can make sure that she is appropriately meeting your needs. Again, this is on page 12 in the RN to BSN student handbook. The other thing that I would like to mention is in order to graduate from Goshen College, you will all receive from me a kind of brief introductory advising handout. But let me just go into a little bit more detail. In order to graduate with a bachelor's degree of science and nursing, you need to meet 120 credit hours to meet that requirement. So what we do is we look at your individual transcript or transcripts, depending on how many places you've been, kind of evaluate how many credits do you bring to us. Within our program here, the RN to BSN program, you are going to earn 38 credits. Again, the goal is to try to pair that which you have already done with our 38 credits to meet this goal of 120 credits. If you fall short, which a few students do every now and then, we will speak one-on-one of how you can do some extra things to meet those credits and make sure that you graduate with the degree that you are seeking. For my students that are meeting in our face-to-face classroom, let me point out our Children in the Classroom policy on page 13. I would just direct you that if you are a parent with children, again, meeting in our face-to-face environment, I would really encourage you to read our policy on having children in the classroom. Again, anytime you go back to school, especially in an academic environment, we have a certain level of expectation as far as the academic work that you are submitting to us. One of the things that we use is a tool called Turnitin. It is actually a plagiarism tool that is going to kind of double check your work through a national database to kind of see and earmark where different sources that you might be quoting come from. Again, in your first class, we are going to give you a number of tools and guidance, as many of you may be kind of new to writing, or it may have been some time since you have done some academic writing, to help guide you in this process. But just know, as you enter into an academic setting again, that it is our integrity policy that the work that you submit and the work that you kind of own as your own is really your own work. So again, we are here to guide you through that, but I want to make note of, on page 13, our academic integrity policy here at Goshen College. For those of you who are using our online programs or our hybrid programs that we now offer, again, the computing sort of skills, software, those sort of things that you need to have access to are spelled out for you on page 14 of this handbook. For my students that are attending face-to-face, our attendance policy. This is a very fast-paced program, whether you're doing it online or face-to-face. We are really trying to help you get a lot of credits in a short time. That's why this is an 18-month program, but it's very concentrated. That each class you take is only over 7 weeks. So again, attendance in class is extremely important because there's no way to gather that information or get that information if you're not in class. That being said, I do understand that child emergencies come up from time to time. You may be sick, those sort of things. So again, we understand that life happens, but you need to be committed to this program, really making it a priority that depending on what night your class meets, be that Monday night at Goshen College, Tuesday nights at Elkhart General Hospital, or perhaps Thursday nights at Glen Oaks Community College, that this is really your priority for the next 18 months. So again, see our attendance policy on page 15. We also have a late assignment policy, and this transcends what kind of program you're in, be that the online program, hybrid program, or face-to-face program. And I will go ahead and read this to you. Again, due to the condensed and fast-paced learning that occurs within the 7-week class structure, it is imperative that work be completed and submitted in a timely manner. Therefore, it is understood that within the RN to BSN program that late work will be deducted by 5% every day that the work is late, up to 1 week. Assignments will not be accepted once they are 1 week overdue. Again, we understand that emergencies happen. If that is your situation, you are to contact your professor, speak with he or she, and come up with an alternate plan. Again, I have high expectations for all of you in this program, but you can look to see what our policies are about continuation in the program. You are expected to maintain a 2.7 GPA or higher throughout the time that you are in this program. Our professional and community standards fall no matter where you're taking the class. Again, be this face-to-face, online, or in a hybrid program. It is our expectation that you've come here to further your knowledge, to be a professional working nurse, and to engage with us in a professional manner. So again, let me go ahead and just read to you our professional community standards together. This is on page 16 in the handbook, just as a reference. As outlined in our community standards, in order for a diverse community to thrive, we must recognize our differences, seek understanding and integrity in our relationships. Students and faculty at Goshen College are expected to support an environment of mutual respect and accountability, to care for the personal dignity of others, and to have integrity in our own conduct and communication. The academic environment is a place for well-formulated debates and discussion, but they should never cross a line into being disrespectful exchanges or dialogues. Incidences of incivility will be discussed in our academic advisory committee, and consequences can include dismissal from the program. It is our professional responsibility, according to the American Nurses Association, the ANA, to demonstrate a culture of empathy when using communication styles and methods that demonstrate caring, respect, deep listening, authenticity, trust, and that demonstrates continuous improvement of communication skills. It is also your professional responsibility, according to the ANA, professional practice evaluations, to provide your peers and others, such as your faculty, with formal and informal constructive feedback regarding their practice or role performance. At Goshen College, you will be given an evaluation tool of the class that you took after each and every class. It is my sincere wish that you take some time to really, truly fill these evaluations out so that our faculty members know how they're doing. Again, it's always great to hear constructive feedback. I also would love you to highlight things that you really enjoyed about the professor that you just had. What was it about his or her teaching style that really resonated with you? So again, this is your tool to communicate to myself, to your professors, how you felt like the class really resonated with you. I talked briefly about the professional portfolio, and you'll get more details about that in Nursing 331. But again, there's a bit of guidance in this book on page 17. One of the things that you're going to need to submit to me as quickly as you start the program as possible is that health form. Again, it's attached here in the learning module. Some of you probably already have it turned into me, but if you haven't, you need to get this health form completed. That is, it's a 3-part form. The first part is going to see your physician, nurse practitioner, PA, whoever it is that you see for your yearly kind of checkups, that sort of thing, and have them sign off that you are in good physical, mental shape to be going into this program. The second part that I need is actually a record of your immunization history. I often would encourage you to start with your own employee health department. They probably have most of that for you. Information showing titers is also completely acceptable. The last thing that you need to submit for me is your own record of having health insurance. So again, fill that out for me. Give me your policy number or give me a copy of your insurance card, something like that, so that I can have that health form completed as quickly as possible here as school gets started for the fall 2017-18 school year. At this point, the rest of the nursing handbook just goes through APA citations, how you go about doing both oral and written kind of communications in class, and then it ends with, for our online students, kind of a section on communication in an online setting, or netiquette as it is called. So again, I would really encourage you to read through, be familiar with this handbook, as it is the rules that we will kind of use to guide our time together. In this tutorial, you also have a list of the different textbooks that you will need throughout the class, throughout the program. The first class, Philosophies and Theories of Nursing, I want to just show you some of the books that you will need to have. Let's start with the main textbook. Is this textbook called Advancing Your Career. It's written by Rose Kearney-Nunnery. And again, she is the main textbook that we will use throughout this process. The other really important book that you're going to want to have is this writing resource. This is the book you will use throughout this program to help guide you in your APA writing. That's not to say there's not other tools out there that you can't use, but this is a really good guide for you. You will want to look at Chapter 7. It's going to show you how you cite things within the body of your paper, how you use references throughout. It also shows you at the back kind of a mock paper so that you can kind of try to mimic some of that. In the first class, there will be a number of tutorials also on how you go about formatting papers for APA style, and we'll work at that together. You'll be amazed in the first 7 weeks how much progress you've made if this is something that you're a little unfamiliar with or rusty at. The other two books that you are going to want to have that will be resources for you not only in this program but throughout your nursing career would be this one, which is the Scope and Standards of Practice within Nursing. We will reference this in your first class, as well as the Code of Ethics for Nurses. Again, these are both published by the APA, and I do have the ISBN numbers posted on the sheet that outlines the books that you need for the first class. I think that about wraps up the different policies that I wanted to discuss with you. Again, should you ever have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, either via phone or email. You can contact me on my phone at 574-535-7936 or via email at Jewel, JEWELCY @goshen.edu. Thanks for watching my tutorial video, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye.